So you've had a week off. And Julesy sat in your seat. First of all, first question, does it feel physically different to you?
It's warm.
It is warm. It's a little toasty from last week.
Yeah.
He let one rip in there, too.
How did you feel?
I felt nude.
With a new...
I felt very, it was very...
Have you met him before?
No, I never did. So we had a lot to learn about each other, that's for sure.
The first time you looked into his eyes.
Getting him back in the cage was probably the hardest part of that, because once you let him out and he gets a little taste of freedom, it's real tough.
I get it.
He was like delivering that Mini Driver monologue in that circle of friends. She's like, why do you take me up to the mountaintop and show me the world only to march me back down and say, there, you silly cow, that's what you can't have.
God, that's been a while.
Who's seen Circle of Friends, everybody?
That's when I was initially creeped out by Alan Cumming.
Alan Cumming.
Oh, so smarmy,
so insidious, so smarm.
And then the next time you see Minnie Driver, you're like, oh,
you're gorgeous.
Yeah.
I
love her. I think she's great.
I am pro Driver. I don't know what she's been up to, but she's been MIA, and I'm very pro
She was in that
Minnie
ABC
Driver.
sitcom for a little bit, and that was like
with Eddie Izzard. That was The Riches.
No, not that one. There was another one. It was she lived. Her son was in a wheelchair. Do you remember?
I don't know any of this.
It was a couple years ago, I guess.
Do you think we can get her on this podcast?
Probably.
Minnie Driver, call us 917-887-6111. Wouldn't you shit if we got a call from Minnie Driver?
I would.
Would you look like this if you did? Patty, we got a call from Minnie Driver in here. Oh! Yeah, so Julesy was a guest co-host, or really I just interviewed him. And again, it was bullshit. My line, you get him talking about himself, and you're not going to leave for a little while.
But he's the only one on Broadway that has not been in a production of Cats somewhere down the road.
Is that true, Julesy?
I have not.
See, off camera, the best way to hear from him. Julesy has not been in a production of Cats. However, both Patty and I have seen the Jellicle Ball. There is a revival of Cats. Once I heard what the concept was, I was like, okay. And because my friend is a producer on it. And it was like, it just started showing up on my feed. And I was like, what is this homosexual fantasy? And how can I get 2 house seats to this thing?
Yeah.
So I reached out to him and I was like, what is going on at that theater right now? I said, and he's like, I am a producer on it. And I said, give me your seats. I got to see what this is about. For those who don't know, who are not in the know or in New York, if you're coming to the New York area, there is a revival of Cats happening on Broadway right now. They're not actual cats, everybody. You're welcome. Somebody finally figured out the perfect way to tell this ridiculous friggin' story. They said it in 1990s ballroom gay culture. And I've never seen something make so much sense in my life.
It was one of the most electric theater experiences in a really long time.
It was so much fun. You're at a club. You're at the club. And did you get there early enough to get the fans? If you get there at a certain point, they hand out fans to everybody who's standing in line. The clack fans, the ones that are like,
Sardi's before that.
You did what?
I was at Sardi's before.
Oh, aren't you a 1940s boy about town? I'm going to go to Sardi's for the half-price actors meal. Then I'm going to go see Cats on Broadway. That is the gayest thing I've ever heard you say.
We had 2 minutes to get in the theater, and of course, a black car shows up. Demi Moore comes out.
Shut your Moore mouth.
And I look over, and I look at Marcus, and I'm like, Demi Moore's here.
Of course she is.
And this woman, I don't know where she was from. She turns her, I have no idea who she is. She looks at me like, oh my God! And I'm like, we are not together.
Wait. So just a stranger next to you. You said Demi Moore is here and she lost her mind.
She looked over and she's like, is that who I think it is? I'm like, well, she can hear you.
I loved you in One Crazy Summer! She picks like a deep cut thing to get real excited about.
You just said that because
loved her in One Crazy Summer when she had the cornrows.
Yeah. The little
yes, the beaded that's the cornrows before it was co-opting a whole,
Her and John Cusack.
John Cusack was so cute in that movie.
I thought it's funny that you picked that up because that was like that was my deep dive.
Deep cut. It was your Demi Moore deep cut.
Nobody
knew who she was
Yeah.
at that point. I think that was before, right around St. Elmo's Fire?
Must have been.
Somewhere around there. I loved One Crazy Summer. Fun fact, just watched it not too long ago. Purchased it on Amazon.
There you go.
Because I can. And you know whoever wrote that? It was like Steve, what's his name? He was like, all of a sudden he looks at his bank account and he's got an extra 23 cents.
What the hell?
Like, somebody bought One Crazy Summer with Bobcat Goldthwait. It had everything.
I couldn't wait for Bobcat to get off the screen.
Oh, it's a lot.
It's a lot. Like in Scrooge, she was just like, please.
Oh, I loved him in Scrooge. There was not one bad moment in that movie.
I love that movie.
But anyway, Demi Moore gets out of a car.
Yeah.
A woman loses her mind at you.
Loses her mind, and Mark's like, oh, well, that's kind of cool. That's, and then you go in.
Yeah.
And she's right in front of us. I'm like,
No.
oh my God, this is amazing.
You're behind Moore?
And then Brad Goreski,
Yes.
Yeah, then he was also, I don't know if he was with her or what.
Is he a stylist? What's his claim to fame?
The Rachel Zoe Project.
That's what it was.
But now he's his own entity.
He is his own Zoe.
But that is like the layers of the show, because as a youth, I would fall asleep to like the weird PBS shows where they would show like the underbelly of Chicago. It was called Wild Chicago. It was like all this nonsense that happened in Chicago. Or
the town, right? Not the musical.
Correct.
Okay. I was like, wow, this is a nature or nurture thing.
Paris
right
is
here.
Burning. I think I've seen that as a kid and all the way up to an adult because it would play. So it was just I kind of knew all like this strange backstory.
Of the culture,
Yeah.
of the ballroom culture.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
fun fact, everybody, go see Paris is Burning. If you're going to see the show, see Paris is Burning ahead of
100%.
time, because I didn't know anything about this.
Oh, really?
I knew that Vogue, Madonna's Vogue, came from
Because she stole it from
the ballroom culture. Yeah. So I knew about that. I remember that story sort of coming out. And then we watched Paris is Burning ahead of time. And that is a fascinating documentary because it's also like, it's this gritty sort of 90s. I think the 90s is really having a moment right now because we can never live in the moment we're in. This is why there's constant throwbacks
Yeah.
to different generations, but
was
right
more
now we're in the 90s. Yeah. And it would, because it's like that RFK Jr. thing. We're really into 90s culture, Calvin Klein moments and things. And it's a fascinating documentary about.
Well, it's like right up there with, Taxi Cab Confessions. It's like there's like this other part
there's other worlds of New York that are happening that you don't know,
that are actually more interesting than the ones that
that are mainstream.
that are you're fed to like, oh, isn't this great? Isn't this it's like anyone that goes through People magazine, like, I want to eat at this restaurant. And everyone in New York is like, I cannot, that place is garbage.
Absolutely. But we've already moved on. We just haven't told you where we're going.
Right.
Because we don't want to. Everything cool happens underground, and then one jackass gets in there and is like, wait, this is great.
Yeah.
We should make this mainstream. And then it ruins it for everybody.
It's like back in the day, I guess it was like if you put it in print, then all of a sudden people want it. And now it's like if you put it on Instagram, now everyone wants it. And then everyone ruins it.
Ruins it.
Right.
There's nothing left to find that we haven't shit on.
But so you have like Andre DeShields.
Oh, yeah, in the cast of Cats. So you have all of these people who are, it's a ballroom scene. So it's like a competitive ballroom, scenario.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to put words to this show. It was so much fun. That's all I know. Andre DeShields is like Broadway royalty. He's in his 80s. He looks phenomenal.
He holds
the
those
costumes
notes.
should win all of the awards because they're so specific to these different characters. And he's like kind of the king of the ballroom.
Yeah.
And he
He's
comes
like the
out.
MC.
Oh my God, the wig, the purple,
Yeah.
Oh, it was a homosexual fantasy. I was there for every minute of it.
But I mean, this is kind of like the infusion that the industry needs, I think, because it rips apart the whole idea of what do you think Cats is.
Yeah.
And not only that, but then it exposes, this has been here forever.
Yes, and you don't know what this story is, and then it makes you go back and watch that documentary, and you're sort of like, oh, this is cool. And it's just a good fucking time.
I mean,
I
And it
mean,
breaks
go
your
and have a
heart.
drink ahead of time, everybody. Don't go in
it
sober.
does
Have
break your
have
heart.
some gummies.
The memory.
It does. Oh my God. But I gotta say, I was 100% to Shields the whole show.
It was, it was.
Oh my God.
Unbelievable.
The guy who plays Rum Tum Tugger. It's hot.
Holy shit.
He's worth the price of
That's the only
admission.
time you don't stand up because you can't.
But nobody should stand. Let's everybody stay seated.
If you're
stay
male,
in your seats.
if you're male, you'll have to sit
Even
down.
if you're female, don't, because you're going to take out somebody's eyes. You better not, if you're on stage, especially because they have seating on stage.
I
clack, clack,
would die.
You would die if you were there's like bleachers on stage. People come dressed, of course, ready to play. And it's just fun. It's just like the time flies. This is not a short ass show, everybody. It's like
No.
2.5 hours.
Yeah.
But you don't feel any of that. Now I get to say this because yes, I have done Cats. And Patty comes in today wanted to talk about Cats, and he goes, "You know the annoying thing? I'm gonna try to do my Patty.
Wow, that's fucking terrible. That's really shitty.
Do you like my
That's
Patty
shitty.
impression?
No, I don't. But thank you.
It's coughing. Here's my Patty impression. I don't.
I'm a sick cat. Yeah, I do cats.
I did Cats. I go. So he comes in talking about the fact that when everybody's talking about when they did Cats, and then of course I say to him, "Well, that's funny because I did Cats. I did.
Now, where did you do cats?
I don't mean to brag, but I did not do it on the Broadway. I did it at the Gateway, which is a theater
Diner.
on Long Island. Oh, that'd be even funnier. The Gateway Diner. Yes, and the best part is that the way they were advertising it, they said the Long Island premiere of Cats. That is so specific. That's like being like, this is my basement's premiere of Deer Pond. It's so stupid. So the New York Times literally came out and did a whole spread, pun intended, on us. Everybody was hooking up in that show, by the way. It was like a fiesta free
You're
for
all
all.
in Lycra. Of course you are.
They should have just called it HPV instead of Cats.
Yeah,
it was
it's like furries
on parade.
Yeah,
It was
in the gym.
But also, these are rental unitards. Everybody's in a unitard. We did the classic version of Cats. We looked like cats. We were living our cat life. And I was with a whole bunch of friends in that show who were
Everyone
not
just slept on the top of a sofa.
exactly. There was so many hairballs and just balls in general, removed, not removed. And they came out and did like a whole feature on us. But yes, I played Demeter. I was one of the. Look out, he's a mystery cat. He's called the I don't know if you guys know the musical. If you don't, I can't help you at this
You
point.
should present a picture at some point.
Oh, yes. Here's a picture of me in Cats. And there's a video out there somewhere. Somebody has it.
How long did you do this production?
Oh, maybe a month of my life. I've never had so much fun in a show. It was, and I did it fully knowing I'm like, nobody in the audience is having a good time. Everybody on stage, we were having a blast. Because it's like a big jungle gym. It takes place in a junkyard normally.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of places to hide. And there's like all these fake things, like a big oven and stuff, and somebody comes out of the oven. One guy fell asleep in the oven one day.
Oh, like Cherry in
Exactly. He could have died in there. Oh, thank God we opened that door in the middle of the show. He literally was like, oh, God. There's some downtime.
There's some layers in this cat.
It was. And there's so much lore that goes with that show. And
Like
my
what?
friend did, okay, here's the biggest lore of all, which I love. Because everybody's done it. Everybody's got a story.
That's
There's
the whole
that
point.
beautiful white cat. She's like, her name's Victoria normally in the show, and she's usually like a Trina, a rig ballerina. They get like a ballet dancer for that role because there's this whole, the fact that I know this is obscene.
Well, you were in Cats. So
Of course. So the lore goes with it. There's like a scene where there's like a big orgy, a cat orgy. And then everybody leaves the stage and she does this dance alone. And it's supposed to be Victoria's like losing her virginity dance. I didn't make the rules, everybody. I'm just telling them to
There's
you.
a cat orgy.
Cat orgy. So
This is
everybody's
not in this production of Cats.
not in this. This is just an orgy in your eyes. But everybody's orgying on stage, and then everybody leaves, and Victoria has her "I just lost my virginity" dance, And she's wearing a white unitard. 2-show day. You got to get food between the shows. They got Indian food. And she got food poisoning during the orgy. So everybody's like grinding up on each other. And ironically, the brown cat comes up behind her. And they're grinding. And she's like,
No.
I'm pooping. And he's like, what? She's like, I'm pooping. And he's like, he just backs up off of her. And she took her tail between her legs. And she went, boop, 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 boop. And she just like danced off the stage after the orgy cleared out with her ass upstage.
Wasn't she supposed to?
She was, and so the stage was empty for 2 straight minutes. Nobody knew what the hell was going on. She was supposed to be losing her virginity. Instead, she was losing her lunch through her white unitard.
White is harsh.
It is. And unforgiving. And especially when you got, a bullet in the chamber.
That's more than a bullet. That's a speeding train.
It is. And we all know everybody, of anybody here who understands fiber, it's you and me.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
No, I
Fun
can't.
fact about cats. Fun fact.
I know that if I were ever to be cast in Cats, which would be comical, and they said, here's what you're wearing, and it's white, I'd be like, it's like, I know at some point this will not be white.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about it. Yeah. If somebody hands you a unitard, that is a moment in your life as an adult that you question. I have a degree.
How many times have I been handed something either for like a photo shoot or on set where I'm like, are you for real?
Florals for spring, groundbreaking.
When I was the lifeguard in this movie that took place in like the 1970s or something.
Ooh.
And I basically looked like I worked at Hooters. And this is when I was in, this is like prime hair Patty. Like I had like
a PHP, yeah.
Thick curly hair. I was super tan because I tan all the time.
Yeah,
like
you were
20s.
serving Penn Badgley.
And I had like these short, like neon orange shorts. And like
wow.
tube
Do you have
socks.
a picture of this?
No.
That is the biggest shit. You cannot set me up for that and then not deliver photographic proof.
I mean, and I think my part was reduced once the movie came out. But I was like this kid's like best friend, and then they would like reduce the.
What is this? What was this on?
It was the first Project Greenlight.
Really?
Yeah.
That's substantial.
Or was it the second one?
Project Greenlight made Shia LaBeouf. You could have been Shia LaBeouf.
Oh wait, maybe it was the second one. I don't remember what it was.
Wow. That is.
Because it was all shot.
So it has to exist somewhere.
Probably.
Look, remember, your MaxiPad commercial was, to you, lost forever.
That's the hair.
You talk to one millennial, and they are going to find that Project Greenlight.
That's the hair.
That's easy to find, everybody. 917-887-6111. Tell us if you want Patty's video on here. I want to see you in short shorts. 1970s. No, 1970s. So,
it was with Bonnie Hunt, Aiden Quinn, and
this is findable.
the guy that has sex with Stifler's mom, Eddie K. something or other. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking.
I don't know his name.
But I don't. Yeah.
That
Look,
was the movie.
I got Bonnie Hunt and Aiden Quinn. I'm in. I'm in like Quinn.
She honestly is one of the sweetest. She's exactly who you think she is.
Bonnie Hunt is not a. There you go.
There you
See,
go.
I stopped myself so that you didn't have to beep it out. There you go, Julesy. Wow.
Well, I'll say it.
So, did you have a good time at Cats?
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, absolutely.
Did you drink beforehand?
Of course I did.
Of course you did. I love, this is a full, fun ass night out. Get yourself a big beverage.
But I think I would have had a good time anyway.
Yes.
The whole thing, because it's like.
It's a party.
If you ever if you watch like the old balls, you're basically in some kind of auditorium, and they kind of the way that the stage is, it kind of feels like that's where you are, and they come up the aisles, which they do, and it's
all very runway.
Yeah.
Like they're competing on a runway, and the concept is like nothing I've seen.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of remarkable how they fixed Merrily We Roll Along. They've fixed chess-ish, and then they fixed cat. You know, they've taken.
We're in a fixer mode right now on the Broadway.
It's like, oh, this makes sense, or I get it.
Things are finally coming into focus. Happy Tony Awards, everybody.
There you go.
They should be coming up soon. I don't know.
May
And
5th.
randomly, like I haven't seen shows in forever because you know what? They've outpriced everybody.
Correct.
They're too fucking expensive. I go if somebody's like, look at this free ticket. And then I'm like, I'm lining up like Oliver. More please, sir.
But there's not like, this was like probably on the top of the list that I wanted to see.
Yeah, because it was going out there. It's been in the inner sphere.
Yeah. Although I
For a
did want
while.
to see that Truman Capote thing. True.
The one with Jesse Tyler first.
Yeah. There was like,
Oh,
just
that's
kicking around
Jules's
just for-
favorite play.
Really?
I want to do it.
He wants
You
to do
should.
it. Oh,
You should do it here.
right now.
The
You could
Pineapple
be
Ranch.
the Pineapple Ranch premiere
There you go.
of True. You're the first one to do it here. That doesn't mean that others won't come afterwards, but you will always be the first to do it specifically in the Pineapple Ranch basement.
I've always wanted to do Wit.
Ooh, where she takes off the, you want to be that, right? Like you want to be the woman role.
Yeah. Isn't it just a one-woman show?
It's a one-woman show, but there's like a couple of rando characters in it. So
Well, it's
you
like-
want to take off that dress at the end and then just be naked.
Right. That's when I saw Cynthia Nixon. I'm like, I think we've seen enough.
I think we're done here. Who did I see? Betty Buckley. Yeah, there's something. And, you know.
And it was Judith Light naturally, which just you're like, of course.
Judith
That's
Light.
in her.
That's
That's
naked.
in her wheelhouse.
Naked Judith Light?
She's awesome.
Is she always naked or something? Oh,
No,
that's her
she's just
wheelhouse
no,
being.
just like, she played she's like a tearjerker. She's a professional.
She's a professional tearjerker.
Because she's that grounded.
Thank God she's jerking that.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Wait, what was on my bucket list?
It's not really on my bucket list, but obviously.
That would be hilarious, though. But I would pay. Pineapple Ranch premiere of Wit. You've seen it here right now, everybody. Very exciting time to be alive.
Yeah. I take off my robe and I just tuck in, but I still have like my chest.
His breasts look fantastic.
Oh, he doesn't trim.
No, who knew? A merkin.
Okay.
Wow,
All right,
how
well.
70s. I guess that's what he was wearing under those short shorts. Oh, I thought that was just a bad underwear choice.
Whoops.
Anyway,
Anywho.
it's been a wild 2 weeks away from you. Patty got very upset because I posted something on Instagram the other day, which was a guy storming out of my show.
Never in my life have I been so uncomfortable for a friend.
I posted it, so I'm clearly okay with it.
Well, right. Well, first,
If
I
you
see
were
it. I
there.
see it on Jim's feed, and I was like, "Oh, what is?" Like, I don't know what this is. And then I watch it, and I'm like, "Well, she couldn't possibly have posted this. He's mad at her." And then I went to yours, and then you posted. I'm like, and it's that guy who had sleep apnea, and I think we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, like after it happened.
Yeah, look, I have never been a controversial comic. I'm not, saying shit to try to poke ya or walk ya or piss you off. That's never my MO.
And that's what you say in the set. You're
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm not.
I'm finally controversial.
Right.
Like this was the tipping point.
Yeah.
I'm trying out all these new sleep apnea jokes. Look, I am in a creative cul-de-sac, okay? I need material. I was writing shit about sleep apnea. I'm like, let's give this a whirl tonight. And I, just ask the audience, like, has anybody here got sleep apnea? The autism of 2026? Because it feels like everybody's got it now.
Yeah.
And so, woman sitting there and she goes like that and she points to her husband and I was like, not that big of an audience. And I'm like, oh, you got the apnea. Whatever. I go back to him maybe a couple times. I'm talking to the audience, keeping it nice and loose. And
It's not like you said, anyone who got small balls?
exactly. Is anybody
Oh,
in here a
so
hateful
you-
Nazi? Anybody?
You got
Nazis
time-
in here?
Oh, you got a 1-inch dick? Okay.
Yeah. So stand up. Let us see it. Whip
Yeah.
it out.
Yeah. Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, and then
Oh,
I go,
can't
and then
see
I
it.
point. Let me point the flashlight on
Hold
you,
on.
sir, so we can really make it about you. Didn't even do anything. I don't. And the funny thing was, there were two guys who went up before me, told all sorts of like dicey jokes, the shit that makes you go like, ooh, that walks the line. But I tipped the scales, everybody. I called him the apnea guy. He got pissed at me. Out of nowhere, he goes, mind your own damn business. And at that point, you're like, oh no, now I gotta go in. Like you can't not acknowledge that.
What he doesn't understand is the wife invited the vampire into the house.
Yes,
So she
Yes.
invited you in to play.
she lost boysed it.
Yeah.
And that is not my, she brought me in. So I got, okay, I didn't even say anything.
Like, how harsh can you
Who's
go on
got the
sleep
small
apnea?
dick? You have small dick like that?
Like-
How hard can any of it be? You sleep with this?
Anyone snore here? Yeah, I snore. Oh.
Wow, controversial.
Fuck you, comedian!
Who's got a CPAP device? I don't want to talk about my CPAP device. I didn't come here to be harassed. Speaking about my respiratory problems, I'm sorry, sir, but if the only thing standing between you and death is your throat relaxing, it's not on me, okay?
That's like going to Olive Garden. Welcome to Olive Garden. I just need a second.
Give me a minute.
What is with all this?
Let's be real, that would be me. That's me in every store whenever a girl comes up and she's like, can I help you find? Give me a minute. I just walked in the store.
I don't
Can
need to
look
be
at it?
harassed.
It's my issue when I walk into like places to order food to or whatever. It's like I went into a juice press, wanted to get a smoothie, and the counter's over there, and I just walked in the door, like I just passed over the threshold, and they're like, "Can we get you anything?" And I'm like, "Can I take a minute? I know you've got smoothies in here, but like I didn't plan ahead of time what I wanted to order. Give me a minute to take in my environment."